Sometimes older adults are a little hesitant about getting on the mat. Today we're going to show you how to get on the mat and loosen up some tight structures and strengthen and tone others. Sit, however, it's comfortable, and it might mean your leg has to be stretched out. It might mean both legs, you might need to lean back to begin. Work your way into bending, folding, and lengthening up through the spine to achieve a cross-leg position. And then we wiggle waggle. We call these wiggle waggles because it kind of loosens up our lower back. Should feel kind of nice. Wherever you are, we're going to cross the arms over. Inhale, reach way up. On the exhale, the arms come down, the shoulders slide down, and we keep the ribs lifted. Make some space here and see if you can keep that space as we go along. So I'm going to take one leg and I'm going to put it on top of the other leg. Very gently rotate through your spine and find this beautiful stretch up to the sky. Breath in and take your time getting to the other side. Now, these guys are going to make it look very graceful and lovely, and I'm going to say one leg, other leg, do whatever you have to do, and don't be surprised by anything when you first start out with this. This is core agility, spine flexibility training. Here's my beautiful stretch. We call this the mermaid stretch. So inhale, exhale, I'm coming through the center. And all I'm going to do this time is take my legs from one side back to the other side and focus on that part that was a little bit tough for me. So I can use my fingers, I can use my hands, or I can use my knuckles to get over there. I breathe. Start to notice that the spine loosens up, the structures start to loosen up, and it feels a little easier as you go along. Let's move on to a selection from our strength piece of our class. Take your long flat band around your feet. I call this Charlie Chaplin feet. I say evert, use the outside of your feet, the outside of your ankles and lower legs to keep the band in place. More wiggle waggles, lengthen up through your spine and find a bicep curl. Hinge back at the hip and pulse 1, pulse 2, pulse 3. I'll pull myself up into a beautiful straight spine. Inhale, we'll do it again. I'll go back 1, 2, 3, and maybe you can go out into this nice shoulder raise here. Rounding back through your back like a cat. If you can, use your core power here. I'll come up on the side. And our osteoporosis friends, well, you need to know how much flexion you can do, and you might want to use that straight spine. So I'll just finish that off, and then we're going to move on. Let's lie down. I'm lying down on my cushion, and some of you want to turn to the side. You could go straight down. Again, it's however you're comfortable getting there. And now I'm using my stability cushion as a pillow. So I'll stretch my legs out. I'll stretch my arms out wherever they go. Breathe. As if you could touch the walls with your fingers and your toes. This is called a body stretch. I'm going to flex through my wrists, flex through the ankles, and stretch it all back to the walls. Sink into the mat. See if you can find the place where the arms go down. Easy. Let the shoulder girdle adjust and stretch. You might be in a T formation. You might be in an L. It does not matter what it looks like. It matters what it feels like. I'm going to drag an elbow along the floor, drag the elbow along the floor or the mat, and relax. This is a W. See if you can use this position. If not, let the arms go wherever you need them to. Bend your knees. Heel slide one leg in, heel slide the other leg in, very close to your bottom. And feel the pelvis sink into the mat. Breathe. This is called an imprint. I'm going to take the belly button through to the small of the back and gently anchor it, imprint it into the mat, and then release it. Put that natural little lumbar curve back in. Inhale, imprint, and release. This is a process that happens over time. We're working to locate, isolate, and work on our deepest abdominal muscles, our transversus abdominals. So let's see if we can stay imprinted as you gently curl the tail up to the waist, and then the waist back to the tail. Working with the lumbar spine. I'm thinking lumbar 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, vertebrae, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slow and controlled. Those with back issues, you might want to stay right there, and that should feel pretty good. If we can move on, we gently float the hips up a little bit or a lot. That's up to you. Big breath there, and then I'm going to start putting the vertebrae down into the mat, one at a time. This is flexibility. This is agility of the spine. We are restoring that right here and now, and the gravity is helping us out. So we'll do that again. Inhale, come on up. Big breath in here. Are you ready? As best we can at the moment, vertebrae by vertebrae. It does take time, and it's all very, very worth it. Eventually, we are down. Let's pick up our mini stability ball and place it between your legs. Gently squeeze, release, and start to notice the muscles involved in the squeezing and releasing. Some of you are now able to lift the hips a little bit. Squeeze, release, and up to you if you can go higher than that, okay? So squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Maybe you can double up on the work to rest ratio. So I'll go squeeze, squeeze, release, squeeze, squeeze, release. Make sure your bottoms are working. The hip muscles are working. All of the surfaces of the thigh are working, and you bet that core are working. Breathing, inhale, exhale. Fantastic. Gently lower it down. Look what's in a simple pelvic tilt, easy exercise for all of us to do, and there's so many more. I'm going to take the ball and place it back. This is a figure 4 stretch. It's been called other stretches, but I would include stretches as you go along in your program. I take my legs over to one side, and I'm going to hold them down. Inhale, exhale. Easy now. See if you can take a look at the outstretched hand on the other side. Breathe. I'm going to bring my head back to center, and I'm going to lift one leg at a time, especially if you've got issues in the tissues, and scoop up the other leg with your strong arm and make your way to the other side. Easy. Lowering one leg and gently lowering the other leg. Take a look. Is one knee placed over the other knee? Bring that body weight forward if you can. So the hand closest to the legs has a job. Light pressure. You could even take your fingers and run it along the IT band there. Okay? Because that gets very tight. I don't want to tuck my feet under me. I want my feet, my lower legs, to go away from me, and that's going to increase your stretch. Breath in, see if you can see the outstretched hand on the other side. As you breathe, feel your ribs expand. Focus on your breathing for a moment. Big inhale in and exhale. Let the structures release and relax. All through your side, all down through your hips, lower back into your legs. This is one you want to do often and keep it with you, especially when you go away and you don't want to take equipment with you. Keep these stretches, can go wherever you can. So I'm bringing my legs back to the center. I'm going to place my feet down, go into another body stretch. Big, big, big stretch. Toes and fingers to the walls. Gentle release. We're going to change position. Let's turn onto our side. Think about how you're lifting yourself to a half-sit position. I don't want to leave it up to my shoulder, and I want my core muscles to help me get up. So I straighten that leg out, place body weight along it, pull the core, push the core up, and use your upper body as well. So we'll pick up our mini band, and let's put the mini band around our lower legs. Then I'm going to lie back down. When I lie down, I can use my cushion if I need it, or I've got to find something comfortable. Maybe my hand is going to be under my head. Maybe I lie my head down on my arm. Find straight. So not a C curve, nothing bent at this point. Can you find straight? Straighten out your spine. The bottom leg can be wherever you like it to be. I'm going to lean on my fingers, knuckles, hands here for stability, using this strong tricep. I press up into the band, and I will start with a flex. You might find the hips want to cave and roll back. Keep the pelvis forward. You bet we're breathing. I change the foot position, ankle position to a point, and then I'll go back to my flex. So find 4 on the flex. I'll say 1, 2, 3, that's 4, and I'll point for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Eventually, we'd work into a flex and a point. Let's go into that. Flex and point. Flex and point. Working many more muscles now in the lower leg, foot, and ankle than if we did not add that ankle joint. Of course, we'll probably need a break. When you can come back, we're going to press to the back. We've switched into the glutes, and think of contracting the bottom muscles like a sponge. So contract, release, contract, release. And then I could add my point and flex on that side too. Take a breather. So here we go. Let's do this as gracefully as possible. I'm going to make my way to the other side. Inhale. You notice there's nothing quick about it. We don't have to get up quickly. We don't have to get down quickly. I finish this off on the other side. Find straight. Now on this side, it could be completely different. Maybe I have to find another position for my head and because of my shoulders or my neck, so I'm going to use my pillow here. I could use my stability cushion or a pillow. I could try the head on the arm, or maybe I'm back to the head and the hand. I'll go right into the flex and the point, and the flex and the point. Keep the pelvis forward. External feedback from the hands here. A lot of double bonus points at the waistline. Can you feel that back there? Is anybody talking to me at this point? And I'll press back to contract the glutes, release, get strong. Pressing to the back, contraction, almost done, everybody, almost done our workout for today. I'm going to relax that down, and that was the end of our mat work session for today.